Peace, peace. Coach Khayr in the building, Team Taurus, Atlanta, Georgia. And men's biggest failure. Do you know where the man's biggest failure is when it comes to women? Now, let me put this into perspective. The man's biggest failure to women, I'm talking about during a relationship. During a relationship, this is the worst thing. This is where the failure is. Now, and it's normally not on purpose, but it's normally because you're not paying attention. So I'm going to tell you this story, a true story about my grandmother, right? I'm going to tell you a true story about me. I'm going to tell you I'm going to tell you about how four men failed their wives. Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Marcus Garvey, and my grandfather, Napoleon Carter. Okay? 4. I definitely could put my daddy in there too. I could put my father in there too. So let me show you specifically how men have failed women. You better share this one right here. Okay? I would really share this video if I was you. Men are created to protect, lead, provide, but that doesn't mean we're the smartest and we have to do all the thinking. Women are made to nurture. Women are made to follow. Women are made to be managed. Women are made to incubate. Men, you should seed the incubator so something can grow so both of y'all can take care of it. This one is a big one from business, right? So I'm going to start off with my own grandfather. So my great-grandfather was a land baron. His name was Edward Carter, all right? He owned like most of Cumberland County, a lot of Fayetteville, North Carolina, not most of Cumberland County, but he owned a lot of land. So then there's like land baron and there's real estate tycoon. So all of his children, when he died, he left his estate to his children. So all of his children were real estate tycoons, which was my grandfather Napoleon, right? So my grandfather Napoleon snatched up my grandma Arabelle Carter. Can everybody hear me? Please press 1 if you can hear this video. I do not want this one to mess up. My grandfather goes and snatches up a wife, which he was supposed to, right? He actually saw his father married to 2 women. My great-grandfather Edward married Patience Carter. Patience Carter had a sister who had a husband who died, and then Patience came back to Edward and said, we got to take care of my sister. And then my great-grandfather married Patience's sister. So he had 2 wives, right? So my grandfather saw that coming up, that you're supposed to take care of your woman and go out here and get money, acquire property, continue to expand, and take care of the household, right? So my grandfather goes and does the same thing. He gets property. He's renting out property. He got so much land he can't stay in but one house, so he's renting out properties. This is in the 1920s in Fayetteville, North Carolina, in Cumberland County. My grandfather was already had tenants. He already had, everybody wants to flip property. I come from a family that was already, they weren't flipping property. They had investment properties all over, right? And so he marries this woman, Arabelle. Now, they were black. I have older white women coming telling me how they used to watch and had their face pressed up against the beauty salon as my grandmother and my aunt walked by, right? Because they were dressed in pearls and silk. This is in the 1920s, in the 19 teens. My father was born in 1932. So this was when he was, so this is all before he was born, right? This is all before, it's pre-1932. So, my grandfather keeps my grandmother like she's just laced and dipped. And all women want to be laced and dipped, don't they? They want to just be laced and dipped. They want their man to be popping. They want the crown. You know, they want the, I'm with the king. Boo, 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 right? How many women want that? Where you want your man to be so powerful and got so much money, you can really chill, you can support him, you can take care of the babies, If that sounds interesting, press 2. I mean, there's a lot of ladies are going to be like, oh yeah, men want that too. Men want the crown. Heavy as the head that wears the crown, though. I want the crown. I want to be in charge. I want to have a tribe. I want to be an empire. I want to leave generational wealth. I want to do it like Jay-Z and the Rothschilds and all of that, right? So that was what my family was doing. And then, but here's what happens. My grandfather dies around 55. He dies in his prime. He dies in his prime, and my grandmother doesn't know how to pay taxes. She doesn't know anything about the real estate game. She doesn't know anything about the vicious white people that were eyeing my uncle's land, growing up, eyeing his land, doing anything they could do to steal it. So she didn't know how to defend against these, because there were no vicious, I'm not being racist, there were no vicious black people trying to take my grandfather's land, because we were the richest people in that area. So my grandmother didn't know how to do that. And all of a sudden, my grandfather's estate, because now she got 4 children, she didn't remarry because she didn't think she was supposed to remarry, because she was on that till death do us part. I'm with him. I ain't never been with another man, so I'm not going to remarry nobody else. So she didn't have nobody else to protect her from the wolves. The estate started dwindling. Her estate started dwindling. It's because it's her estate now, and then the family's estate is dwindling. And so from all of this land that Napoleon had, my grandmother Arabelle never had no game. He never put her on no game so she would know how to keep it. She didn't know how to circulate money. She didn't know how to hustle. She didn't know anything about being an entrepreneur. She just knew how to cook. She knew how to clean. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, oh, that's popping. Now, so what happens? All of this land ends up being in just one, the whole thing ends up, they just finally hold on to one piece until my uncle gets to be 16. So my uncle turns 16, and then he starts saying, yo, I'm going to take over. And he starts becoming the man of the house at 16. And he starts like farming the land. He starts paying the taxes. He quit school to come and work and pay the taxes, keep the land, because he had been watching, you know, my grandfather, watching his father. So he was peeping up a little game. But my grandmother was scared. That's what women do. My man just died. I'm not in no shape to marry nobody else. We never had any conversation about this. You men fail women because you never have no conversation with your wife about what if you die? What if you incapacitated? You're bringing in all the bread. Not saying that women aren't workers or they ain't hustlers or they don't want to or they can't, but most of them, they really want you to lead them, give them the management and say, yo, this is what I'm doing. This is what this is what I'm doing. This is what you're about to do. And this is the result of what we're going to have. All women want management. If you agree with that, press 1. If you don't agree with it, press 0. And if you're a man and you don't know that, then you got a problem. So I'm trying to put you up on game today. This is why I call it King Talk and Relationship Science. Women want to be managed. If they don't want to be managed, I'm telling you, it's problems. Wherever they got that from somewhere, you better leave that alone. So my grandfather failed my grandmother because he didn't teach her anything about business and holding and expanding and fighting off the wolves. He never told her about, yo, in this relationship, if something fails, you need to go get you another man to come in here and protect this. He wasn't thinking like that. The church had him or whatever, all the other stuff. But he dies at 55 in his prime. That's prime for us because you already have 40 years of learning like what works and what won't work. So now you got another 15 years like you're not 60 yet. This is prime time. This is when most billionaires are made. And all of a sudden it just starts going down, right? So Malcolm X, he was the second man who failed his wife. Because he didn't teach Betty Shabazz nothing. That's why he's not a real big hero of mine. Because he abandoned 7 women. Malcolm X abandoned 7 women. his wife. He had 4 children, and his wife was pregnant with twins when he was assassinated. That's 7 women that he went off and abandoned to be a mushedidin, to be a martyr. Ladies, if your man want to be a martyr, cut him loose. Cut him loose, because it's not going to benefit you in any way, shape, or form. Listen to what I'm telling you. If your man is so spiritual that he will be a martyr and go get killed, that means he abandoned his family. And a man who abandons his family is not a man no more. He's not in our tribe. He's not in our tribe. I'm from a tribe that says, I'm going to fight for mine. That's all I saw coming up, was I'm going to fight for mine. He fought the wrong way, but my father fought for his tribe. He didn't know how to communicate with my mama. And my mama didn't have no education on how to communicate with the man from my grandmama. My grandmama divorced. My mother left the farm, and then after she left, about 10 years later, then my grandma divorced from my grandfather after they had 13 children. Nothing wrong with divorces, but do y'all know how to communicate and show the children how to stay together? You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah, Malcolm X abandons 7 women. So he's not no man in my book. All that other stuff, yo, I ain't got time for that. I'm looking at how you run your household. How you run your household. Forget all that other stuff. Secondly, Martin Luther King, you get killed at 39. They told you to shut up, but now you abandon the women and the sons and your wife. Really? He had a little bit of bread, but he ain't had no money like that. You gonna leave your people's an insurance policy? That's not strategy. That's stupidity. And Marcus Garvey, you another failure to your woman, because you had such a grudge against the white man and all this other stuff. You get deported. You don't have the proper thing set up to keep you from being deported back to Jamaica, and they get you shipped off. And then in the United States, your movement is dead because you didn't have no soldiers. Your pawns didn't know how to get to the back row and become kings and queens and knights. You didn't know how to move no knights. All you was doing was pushing pawns and getting ate up. After that, all your big pieces got ate up. So they all failed their wives because they never had no conversation. Betty Shabazz never remarried. Martin Luther King's wife, Coretta Scott King, never remarried. The children was fighting over his speeches and whatever money they had and what they was going to do with it. Marcus Garvey, we never heard no more about his family anywhere. And my grandfather, my father died on credit, no insurance, got buried on credit, and had $36,000 worth of debt. His father was a millionaire. His great-grandfather was a multi-millionaire in the late 1800s. So in 2 generations, I'm talking about left me zero. All left me was the land, and the land had debt on it. I couldn't even pull no equity out of the land because the land had debt on it. That's how you fail. That's how you men fail your woman. So now recently, I have 2 friends of mine who are going through divorces, right? And they have no hustle. They have to go and work another job. They have to go and work a job, which is crazy. They have to go and work a job. You was married to me, you had kids with me, and then after we divorced, there's nothing. You don't have nothing. I'm not talking about with child support. You didn't put your woman on to the fact that if y'all ever break up and get divorced, she can survive. You took her survival skills because you made it look like I'm the only one. I got this from not only just looking at the 2, my 2 friends who going through a divorce, women, and not that they don't have hustle, but they're not trained to follow instructions. They're not trained to they're trained to work a job, they got kind of their own hustle, but so much stuff that they need, they don't have, that I look and be like, why didn't your husband teach you this? Because the husband was, you see a lot of these mega pastors, a lot of women want to be kept though. They want to be like a pastor's wife. They want to be like a pastor's wife where he got all this money, or they want to be a basketball player. Like, we don't really know much about the lives of the wives of these men who getting all this bread. And so if you getting all this bread, that you say, I want to do all this stuff for my family, what are you teaching your woman? What are you teaching your woman so if you go down, she still got skills? If y'all break up, she still got skills. Are you making your wife or your woman a better person when y'all are not together? Yeah, but women want to, there's a lot of women want to be trophy wives. A lot of men want to have a trophy wife. That's the dumbest thing that two people can do. I want a trophy wife and you want to be a trophy wife. No, I heard somebody else today saying, you know, like they were telling me what they want to do with life, but didn't have no work in it. And big shouts out to Mitchell Earl Gibson, Master Gibson from Tybro. He was like, some people just don't want to work. Fellas, if you get a woman who just don't want to work, she'll go to a job, but she'll just do whatever, but she want to keep her money to herself. She don't want to get her own hustle, but then you want to get off your job, you got a problem on your hands. Also, if both of y'all, this is into the post I post, if you look above this, down below this video, if you and your wife are working and you want them to come off the job, you want both of y'all to quit your job and do a business together, then she need to come off her job first and you keep working. Decide what the job is first. Agree on that. If she sells earrings and you want to be a plumber, like you still divided, both of y'all might as well stay at work. Can you find something that y'all can do together? Like me and picking the woman that I want to be with for a relationship. If she got a 9-to-5, even if she making more bread than me, we can't be together. Because I don't want to be out here doing my own thing and then I can't move and navigate because you stuck at a job. You can't support me at a job. You can't. I don't want you to support me with your job money. I want us to do something fantastic together so we can have more fun. And if we have more fun, we'll make more money together than you will on that job. I don't care if that job pays you. A lot of people, they get stuck by their numbers. Oh, well, my job's paying me $400,000 a year. And I'm the woman. He only makes $80,000 a year. So I can't quit my job because go get a divorce, bro. Let her go. Let her go. Because you already a failure anyway because you don't know how to communicate. Your job is to be the monk. What do you need to look at and say, this is what we can do together? What are her strengths? What are my strengths? What is her desires? If you had a job making $400,000, $200,000, $100,000, you done learn some skill at that job. What skill can we take from that job and put into our household so we can make our own bread? Because the company that you're working for used to be a mom and pops. It used to be a mom and pops, and it kept going up, 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 up. Listen, here's another problem too where you fail. You got a sister like Nicole says, I always want to have my own hustle. She want her own separate money. That's a single woman talking. Leave her alone too. If she say I want to hustle with my family to build an empire, then yes. But you hear most women who say, I want to have my own hustle because a man in the past has failed them and not appreciated what their hustle is. They know how to utilize their hustle. If I see that you got hustle, but your hustle don't match my hustle, but we two great hustlers, I won't try to wife you up because our hustles won't match. The sex may be good, the communication may be good, may be on the same spiritual path, but if our hustles don't match, if our jobs, if our desires, if our skill set don't match, I'm going to let it go. Now, let's say, because I have a skills and I could be a manager. I see a lot of men who can't sing who manage singers. You see Mary J. Blige and all these women singing, they be marrying their managers. Well, the man, he got behind her to make sure everything is cool. If that works and stays together and doesn't become an Ike and Tina Turner thing, then I'm cool because that's what she wants to do. If she got something that's a talent and then boom, we're going half on it, what can I bring to the table? Listen, for my woman, I shut the whole Coach Khayr thing down because I'm a marketing beast. I have marketing and branding and internet networking and all of that stuff. I wouldn't even have to coach. If I had a woman who'd come in here and be like, yo, if a man got behind me, I could get out here and make us of $2 or $3 million a month. I get right behind her. What? And still be the leader in the household. I was always told that she could have a job, but I was supposed to be the head and her the neck. She could have her money, but it's my job to provide. Meaning her money is her money. Mine is to take care of everything. Now I'm open to other ideals. Brandon Hemingway, you were whoever told you that was stupid, ignorant, small-minded, big dummy like Lamont Sanford. Like, that's petty. That's retarded. That's and that formula doesn't work anywhere. A woman is going to hold on to her own bread. They've already seen that already. You can't stop it. But for you to be like, yo, then set it up. If you know she's going to keep her own bread, then the best thing for you to do is be like, yo, here's what we can do as far as XYZ. You see what I'm saying? We're going to make some money together. This is going to be your portion. This is going to be my portion. This is money that we have together. But for her to go out there and just get a super grind and she going to keep all her bread to herself, no way in hell. Not around me. No way. No way. If we say, yo, collectively together, we're making $1 million. I got 250, you got 250, and the household got $500,000. I'm down with that. If we do 25, 50, because now I got this 50 in here for the kids. The kids in the household is making it off of that. Or actually the kids can have $500,000. But see, we never think about big numbers. Most of you think such small numbers, you never think about $1 million. You always think about splitting 80,000 or splitting 100,000. You don't think about splitting $1 million a month. Everybody type $1 million a month. This is another problem with men where they fail women. They don't get a woman. They don't seed a woman correctly. They don't seed her incubator correctly. They don't seed. The only thing that all they can do is put sperm inside of her vagina, make a baby, and that's the only type of seed they got. No, you always seeding her when you having conversations with her and talking to her and all that. How do I share with people that aren't my friends? Man, just hit the share button. That's all I can tell you. $1 million a month. Right. $1 million a month. $1 million a month. If you can't talk to your woman, yo, if ain't nobody in the household talking about $1 million a month, then your household is in poverty. Your household's in poverty. Not 10,000, not 100 grand, not $500,000, $1 million a month. $1 million a month or more. Not everybody type or more. I should have said it for $1 million, $1 million per month or more. This is where men are failing women because they're not doing their due diligence in this particular subject. I got to get ready to go because you know why? Here's the other reason. Y'all ain't getting prepared to be in no relationship. Why you single? See, I believe I'm single till I get married. So I can date. But guess what? While I'm single, I need to be getting my stuff together ready for my family. Not waiting for her to come through and get me together. So I'm getting ready to go to this trading class and learn about trading, more knowledge about trading cryptocurrency, Forex, anything that got something to do with money in the head. So when I do get in a relationship, guess what? I'll be able to be like, hey, let me share some of this knowledge with you so we can get this bread. Listen, I'm one of those guys where I have women who come to me, they want to have sex because they want to learn something. I just be like, yo, you could just learn something. We don't even have to have sex. Because they know I stay attractive. And you can stay attractive because they know they're going to learn something. I'm not going to leave you out here abandoned and like, oh, it's just me. No, you need to understand relationship science in case I get hit by a truck or a piano fall on my head or whatever. You understand? But men fail women because they don't know how to seed them. They don't know how to prep them. They don't know how to get them ready to get their hustle on. They just like, oh, yeah, you just bring me the money. Big Daddy going to handle it. I'm going to get. Most of y'all are some piss poor pimps. Martin Luther King was a piss poor pimp. Malcolm X was the worst piss poor pimp. Marcus Garvey was a piss poor pimp. You overlook what their household looked like when they got killed. You overlook the legacy of their woman after it was over. Why she can't remarry after he dies? See, these men were, to me, were epic failures in what they did. Martin Luther King, what, you got a holiday for us and a museum and you got a statue for yourself? What did Coretta get? Coretta didn't get remarried. What about her needs? See, that's what women fail men. You got everything, got all the attention on you. That's how I feel about that. Okay, I got to get ready to go because I got to do a lot of stuff before this class starts. One love to the family. I appreciate y'all. On a scale of 1 to 10, please put, was this helpful to you? On a scale of 1 to 10, what was the biggest thing you took from it? Share this with one of your homeboys. You know what I'm saying? Share this with men about how, you know, how they're failing. And would this be a good topic to put inside of a course and a curriculum so people could learn? Abdul Cool, Tafel Tat, Wabazung, Gamafaragum, Shalel Kalum. I am in the love of all, and all love is in me. I'm a part of all, and all is a part of me. I am one with all, and all is one with me. I can succeed as a part of all and fail as an individual. I can be all that I wish in all, as long as my wish is to stay in all. I am never alone. All is, I am. All can, I can. All does, I do. Istanjay, Elaku. Anabako, Gijalaki Menka, Tatia Tezaraka, Bell Renat, Amtrak Sagmanu, Jaharanu Nura, Nakabo, the Shay, Yakadeka, Kababa Shamar, Barkantara, Rakame, the Zika Taker, to meet Gamma, Kasim Fadosh, Badaru, Tufka, Nahel out of Taker, Yakid Gahalam, Chapanaz, Craig, Tushka Taker, Shawach Nukabel, Ushman, Zaka, the New Year, Halamo, Buruk Shem, Kavamakuto, Lalam Vayed. Peace. Thank you for watching it from the beginning. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Some of you dudes out here, yo, wake up. Wake up and stop doing dumb stuff like this topic right here. I'll probably just be back and do an encore on this one, but yo, tighten up, yo, tighten up.